Hello, hello, Hayley Jepson. How are we today?
I'm good, Maddie Cook. How are you?
I'm fabulous. I'm so pleased that it's sunny. It's a nice time of the year.
Oh,
We love it.
yes.
We're
It's
spring
all getting
babies,
better.
Aries babies. It's all coming up. I love it. Um, Today, this week, I wanted to pick up on a phrase that maybe you've said on a podcast. I think you say it anyway. It's a very lovely Hayley-ism that I've grown to love, which is you've got to enjoy the days in between. And I wanted to talk about
Yes,
this.
I say this a
And
lot.
yeah,
It's one of my
talking
favourite
about,
things to talk about when I'm coaching.
yeah, I love it. It's such a you thing. And I wanted to talk about like this idea of milestones, what it feels like when you hit them. Does it feel how we think it's going to feel? The process, enjoying the process, all of this. If you would
Yes.
care to join me.
Yes, and that's what you've got to enjoy the days in between is really all about. It's about enjoying the process of your life.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes we get focused on goals and we become convinced that we're going to feel a certain way when we hit them. And then we don't. And then sometimes we don't even celebrate. We just like, next one, move on, move on. And we've moved on to the next goal. And my theory is you've got to enjoy the process because you think the goals are going to change your life, but they don't. Like your life is the process, it's the days. And so this is what I talk about a lot. Generally.
Yeah.
Have you experienced this, Maddie?
Well, this is quite a selfish podcast episode for me because this is all exactly what I'm like. So I'm going to glean as much from you as I possibly can, and hopefully our lovely
We're
listeners.
having a session.
We're having a sesh, Hayley. Thank you. It's just recorded. We're doing double content.
Yes.
So for me, I'm a big goals person. I love numbers. So we have like financial goals and KPIs, blah, blah, blah. And with financial goals, I've always had this thing of like, I'll feel mint when I see this number, like, and I visualize it, and it's like on my vision board, or I do my little writing of my check, and I'm like, I'm going to put that away in my purse. I'll feel so amazing. I'll feel so different, and it'll be like a Disney film on the day. And then we've hit it. We're very kind of privileged that we've hit some of our financial goals, and you hit refresh, and you go, oh. And you're waiting for like the feeling, and you're looking around, and you go, "Oh, life is exactly the same." Yeah. Excuse me, guys. Can we have
when are they
the party
closing the
poppers?
streets?
Yes. When are the naked men coming to pick my chariot up? Thank you. Exactly this, and I'm just like, okay, I don't feel any different. Maybe it's the next goal. Maybe it's the bigger one than this, and that leaves you like in this little cycle of up, 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 up. Always doing the next sort of thing. So, apart from the parade, how do you actually celebrate? Because I see, there's people online who do very visible celebrations. In the coaching world in particular, there's lots of like foil balloons and like women in baths of money being like, I hit $1 million or whatever. That's not really my vibe. Like, I don't, I'm in bed by 9, I don't drink. So when you're not like popping champagne and whatever, like, how does one celebrate?
Yeah, I think you've got to create symbolism and tradition. I think tradition really matters to people. And creating traditions is a really great thing to do for your mental health and stuff like that. And I think you've got to, you could be waiting for that parade to start by somebody else for a long time, and you've kind of got to start your own parade, Maddie. So it's like, do something yourself, mark it symbolically, it can be like, when this happens, I'm going to, and so just daft things. I'm not saying it has to be book a trip to New York, but it's things that you don't do other times. Like, we go for dinner in this certain restaurant, but only when we're celebrating.
Okay, I hear you.
We're going to get, like, you love a pastry, don't you?
Yes.
So it would be like, but we get pastries from the fancy place, the fancier place, because I imagine it's already fancy, but you kind of elevate that when you're celebrating. It's about treating yourself, but I think not in ways that you're doing all the time. You've got to kind of save something for special for those celebration moments, something like
Well,
that. What do you think?
herein lies the problem, Hayley. Your girl loves to treat herself every day. I'm like, get the elevated loungewear, get the nice pastry, like,
Yes.
which is, even my beloved hash brown butties started as a Saturday only, and now they're still there. They're still every day.
Now it's a daily
Yeah,
occurrence.
so I find it hard to go, okay, that's the thing. Like, but also
Yes.
I don't like really fancy things. So like I'm not, there's like Michelin star places, or there's like a 20-course menu place that's like absolutely meant to be amazing. But that's not really my vibe. So like going out for meals, I'd just be happy going to like a kind of mid-range or cheap and cheerful thing.
Yeah.
But in my little day-to-day, like the fancy cake, I'm like, oh, I'll just get that anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Mm.
you've got to think, I think you have got to think about things that you're going to save, you
Oh,
know?
hard.
Like, I think
Okay.
you could elevate a little bit, or something like add to your collection. Like, what's the name of that clothing company you really like?
Varley, yeah.
There you go. It could be like, I treat myself to something from Varley when I hit these
Yeah.
goals,
Yeah.
or, but I bet there's things that I know that you have little treats every day and you do nice things, but I bet you can elevate that a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, what have you got, Maddie? Come on, I want to know what you can think of.
So when we hit like a big goal in January, and that's so the first thing that I bought was a 15 quid electric fleecy blanket for my bed, because I have a fleecy blanket for downstairs, and then I wanted a one for bed because it was obviously January, it's cold. And Aiden didn't want one, so I was like, oh, I'll get a single one, I'll just put it on my side. And I was looking for them, and I thought, oh, I'll see if there's a fancy one. They're kind of much of a muchness, sailing, like there's not that much difference. So I got it, and Aiden was like, oh, what have you, have you bought something for yourself? And I was like, yeah, like this 15 quid like Argos thing. He's like, can we do a bit better than that? So I did actually do a Varley splurge. I went down to the in-person shop with my bestie, and we felt everything, and it all felt amazing. I tried some stuff on, and yeah, like I did do a little haul that would probably be, well, not probably, definitely be more than what I'd get on the regular. And I just love it, because I love that. Like, I've literally got the bottoms on now, and they're like the softest things. I saw my auntie not long ago, and I had the top on, and she gave us a hug, and straight away she was like, "Ooh, what is this?"
Yes.
So I do love things that I can have, like I like the everyday moments. I don't know, is it Denise Duffield Thomas who's like she talks about the VIP everyday stuff, like the life upgrades, first class
Yeah,
life, I
and
think
you've
she calls
totally
it.
embraced that, haven't you?
Oh, haven't I? Yeah.
I see that. I think it might be something like for you, because I know you like treating yourself to everyday essentials as
Yeah, I
opposed to
do. Yeah,
like
yeah, like a big.
diamonds.
Yeah, yeah,
You're not adding to your diamond collection. And because you already do that, I think it's about, you might need to think about holding something back, that
yeah,
and only doing it so it
yeah,
feels like a celebration. Like, pick a food place that you and Aidan really like going to,
hmm,
and that feels really nice because you like it. It doesn't have to
yeah,
be bougie, but I bet it's a bit bougie. And be like, this is where we celebrate, and so that
yeah.
when you're there, you're celebrating. But I
Hmm,
think it's about creating a tradition, Maddie. Do you know what I
hmm.
mean? However
Yeah.
you're going to do that, and
Do you know we?
yeah, go on.
Sorry, I was going to say. Do you know we do our it's like an accidental tradition that came out of nowhere. We do an enrollment close Nando's. If Nando's are listening, I'd love a black card, thank you. And I think we just did it once, where obviously, like, what the last day of enrollment's like. You get, lots of
Yeah.
people are like DMing, and they're like, "Do I want to join? Do I not?" We were launching Elevate at
Yeah,
the end of January.
takes a lot of energy.
It's a lot, and it's like that last couple of hours. So you don't want to cook, you don't want to be like even going out of the house for anything. So I think we just did it once and got a Nando's, and I think I was talking to Emma. Then Emma got a Nando's and was like, "Oh, this is a thing now," and now it's just become like, and
I
it's
need to
really,
start doing that then.
yeah, you need an enrollment close Nando's, and it's just it's funny because we don't really ever get anything from there normally, and I mean, not because it's not fancy, but it's also not really that fancy. But it's just become our like ritual
It's
thing
like a
of that
guilty
particular.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Has it
it's
been more
just
like a guilty pleasure?
yeah, And it's a tradition. It's like that's what we do now. So let's just keep doing it because it's kind of
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, that's a
Well, I
cute one
think
we do.
celebrations, you can think about celebrations as guilty pleasures then instead of
Yeah, that's
treats.
good. Yeah, okay, I like
I
that.
think it's
Yeah,
about how you think about it because, if you're like, I like nice things, maybe it's stuff that you don't maybe allow yourself as
yeah.
much,
I like the sillier
things like
things.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Sillier things, yeah.
yeah,
But I think it's about associating it with celebrating.
yeah,
Like there's a restaurant. I mean, I've not been for years now, but there was a restaurant we used to call the birthday restaurant
yeah.
because we all never used to go when it was someone's birthday because it was a bit fancy,
Mm-hmm.
But we always went for people's birthdays in my sort
Yeah.
of, I don't know, late 20s. And I still call it the birthday restaurant when I drive past it now.
Do you know what we should
But I
get
think,
from
go on.
childhood vibes? A Viennetta. What says
Oh
high
my
luxury
God.
celebration from our upbringing? Poshest thing you could
Do
ever eat.
yeah. Oh, a mint Viennetta
Yeah.
made it. Your
Oh,
dad's on a
yeah.
bonus.
Yeah. You've won the pools or the premium bonds. We get a Viennetta,
Yeah, so
guys.
you and Aidan could split a Viennetta
That would be so funny. Yeah,
whenever
okay,
you
maybe
hit
we'll do
goals.
that.
But it is, I think it's about stuff like that's funny, isn't it?
Hmm.
But for some people, it could be like I have a friend of mine, and she's always like, she'll do things like she'll collect a dinner service. She'll
Yeah.
be have a dinner service she's obsessed with, and she'll
Hmm.
just slowly buy bits and pieces from it.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
it's a
nice.
birthday, what do you want? I'll have that milk jug.
Yeah.
So you could do something where you're building
Like
on a
building it up.
collection
That's cool. I love that.
with celebrations, and you can
Hmm.
sort of watch this build, this tea set
Like
or dinner service or whatever it is.
people do it with
Do you know
like
what
it's
I
like the
mean?
charm bracelets, isn't it? Where they'll get a particular brand of,
Yeah,
and then everyone gets them
yeah,
that thing that goes on, or like or
yeah,
I've thought of one Christmas tree ornaments. I love a really tacky, over the top Christmas tree
yes.
ornament. That could be like a little, and then you build it at the end of the year, and you go, look at all of my
Yeah, but I
special
think
little
something where
things.
you can reflect and see it build is brilliant.
Mm,
But I think
mm-hmm,
guilty pleasure is good, but
mm-hmm.
tradition, but it's really about associating something mentally with
Right.
celebrating. And I think
Yeah.
that celebrating with other people is really good for your mental health,
Mm-hmm.
having other people cheer for you.
Yeah.
Um, and so, like in my membership, we
Mm-hmm.
do we celebrate our wins or we talk about what we're proud of every Friday,
Yeah. I love it.
because it's really good for closing the stress cycle to celebrate something
Mm.
as well. Is to
Mm-hmm.
say that's over now. That's what your
Yeah.
Nando's does.
Yeah.
It closes the stress cycle of launching.
Yeah.
And so there is something really important for your mental health about marking end of things,
Mm-hmm.
celebrations. We survived that,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I think what's interesting as well is that, I can be guilty of this. Um, something goes really well and then I've moved on to the next
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah.
I've got friends who when I got my L'Oreal contract, my friends forced me to celebrate it. And there was a
Good. I
period of
love that.
time where every time we went out, they'd be like, cheers to Haley's
To
L'Oreal contract. Let's
Haley.
celebrate Haley. And it was like
Oh.
every time we went for dinner or a drink for a good few months, they were like, let's celebrate this. Let's celebrate this. Which was
Oh.
really nice to have
I
them
love
go,
that.
this is a big deal. This is brilliant. Look what you
Yeah.
did. And I was like, thanks, gang.
Oh, it's really
Um,
cute. Yeah, I love the community
yeah,
sort of
it's really
vibe.
nice. And so, I'm all about clapping when people win. And so I think,
Yeah.
you've
I
got to
love
do it
it.
for other people as well,
Yeah, totally. And
and do
like,
it for yourself.
because I see this again, like online, where people they don't want to celebrate themselves, and especially when there's kind of more generalized tough times for people or on the internet. We do
Mm,
see, especially on Facebook and groups and stuff, people go in there to the done thing is more to talk about how hard things are or how shit things are. So I think
yeah.
sometimes for them celebrating feels a bit braggy or like they're not reading the room. So I think it's dead
Mm-hmm.
important to find these spaces. Like obviously in your membership, you do your wins and just having these little spaces of the internet or wherever, or your group chat. Like I have a group chat with my best mates, and we do like wins of the week. Also on a Friday actually, and we'll do like a little voice note of. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like I made it through the week and I didn't, get jailed
Yeah,
or
that's
you know.
that comes up a lot in my membership. I
Yeah,
survived this week, and sometimes that's
yeah,
enough.
yeah,
But
definitely.
recognizing that you survived it and getting to say
Mm.
that it
Yeah,
matters. There's something
yeah.
really about that, isn't there? And I think The thing is about celebrating on social media is a funny one, though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, because it does make people. It does. There is that thing where people think you're feeling braggy and celebrating financial wins on social media. It happens a lot in the coaching world, doesn't it? Which me and you are part of, but in the hairdressing world, I don't see that sort of thing. But it can feel insincere, I think, when that sort of stuff is going on social media. I'm a bit more about celebrating with the people that matter in a real way. I think, when you're sat there refreshing the thing, waiting for the parade, it's more about you don't need to put that all over social media, do you? It's more celebrating with just creating something meaningful for yourself and those that matter to you. That's what I really think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
what are our sort of takeaways then for the celebration? Celebrate yourself.
yes. So let's summarize.
Yeah.
It's about this, isn't it? I think, let's come back to the first thing that we were saying. It's about enjoying the process of your life. I think that's the most important thing. It's not necessarily the goal. Like, the goals are great and reaching them is great, but you've really got to make sure that you're enjoying the time in between the goals. I think this is your actual life. But also it's about taking time to celebrate these goals and not just being like, done, next one. I think it's brilliant for your mental health to be celebrating milestones and stuff like that. And I'm really interested about, like, one of my favorite sayings is, be careful of people who don't clap when you win. And I think we've all been surrounded by, when our nearest and dearest sometimes don't seem that thrilled for us. No. And I think people can be jealous and stuff like that. And so I want to be around people who clap when I'm winning. Like, we have a little group chat, don't we? Me, you, Maddie, me, you, Emma, Viv. We celebrate our wins in there, don't we? I think sometimes we can be like, oh, this happened, but the other three will be like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, like, so G each other up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that really makes a difference. And sometimes certain people in your life don't really understand what stuff is a big deal, whereas me, you, Emma and Viv understand the things that really matter, that we know that they're massive in our businesses, whereas my friends might not quite understand. Know that,
like, when you go, I've written this presentation, I'm like, yes, you've written it. Get it. Someone else would be like,
did it?
What? Yeah. We're stoked about it.
Some focus.
I get that.
Proper focus. And so I'm really interested in being in nice cultures where people are supportive. In my membership, I'm so obsessed with this, to be honest, about creating a supportive culture and constantly reinforcing that in my membership, we clap when each other wins. And I want to create a space where people are not scared to celebrate their wins, when they don't feel like they're bragging or showing off. I want to create a thing where I want you to celebrate and all these people will be pleased for you. And sometimes people are having bad times and we talk about that as well. But I don't want this thing where people are obsessed with being humble. I think we've got to create spaces where you can be like, I did this, isn't it good? Yeah. I'm all about that.
Yeah, totally agree. And I do the same in mine. So, like, in Elevate, we have like a weekly wins as well. We had like a kind of fun little boot camp challenge thing, and everyone was just coming in and chucking theirs in, and everyone was celebrating each other's, like, even if someone was like, I've made 10 quid extra, we're like, yes, go get it. And someone's like, I've done $1,000 or whatever. It's so cool. And at the start of when I do my masterminds in Breakthrough, I'm just like, how are you winning? Like, even if the win is like, I've learned this lesson, this was really stressful, but I've come away with something, or like you say, I've just got through this week. And I think starting off, like, setting that scene of like, we can all hold it, like each of us can hold you doing well and celebrating and growing as well. So I think that's it, isn't it? Is find spaces, and if you're not in a program or group or membership or whatever, and you're not able to join one, create something, like get a couple of little business buddies together, get a little group chat. Like, we love our group chat. If you find that your friends don't understand it or get the struggles, then just find internet friends. Like, you were my internet friend before you were my real life friend. So this stuff, and now we have a beautiful podcast together.
It is. I think to summarise, it's really about connecting a tradition to do with celebrating your goals
Yeah.
and taking a moment to do it. And
Yeah.
I think it's about bookmarking little events in your life, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's such a shame that when we just go done and don't
Yeah.
recognise
Okay.
what we've done. And so I'm interested to
Okay.
see what you come up with, Maddie.
Well, shall we
Guilty pleasure seems to
celebrate?
work for you.
Yeah, it works very well. And when I see you next in real life, we will do this in real life. But I would love to celebrate coffee isn't lunch because we've done. It's very hard for us to know what's good for a podcast because like we obviously like record it, goes out, and people message us and they're like, oh yeah, listen to this, and they share it and they leave reviews. And if you haven't yet, please, thank you, leave a review. But we get figures, don't we, from our lovely producer,
Yes.
from Lily, and she's like, well done, you've hit this, and we're like, is this good? Like we have no frame of reference, but we're told we're actually doing really good. So thank you heaps to everyone else as well for sharing it and tagging us in your stories. And at the last check, we hit 15,000 downloads, which I'm bloody thrilled about.
Ooh.
So well done us.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
yes, let's
double
celebrate.
numbers. We're happy.
Yay!
How are we going to celebrate, Maddie? Ooh,
It has to be a sweet treat or some sort of baked good or a carb, like a really nice carb. I'll tell you what, when I come to Manchester next, that reel that I sent you, and it was all of this street food, and you were like, I've never been to any of these places. We'll do like a little carb crawl. We'll call it.
Cheers.
Yes. Or we'll like cheers some cronuts together or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be in London together soon. I'm sure we can find something
we'll do a
carb
cheers
related that we could cheers over.
Okay, watch this space, guys.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yay.
15,000.
I know, doing well.
Great.
What is your hyperfocus this week, Hayley?
I've gotten obsessed recently with someone on Instagram. She popped up in my, I don't know, things just pop up sometimes and you're like, I'm in. And she's called Alexandra Stedman. She's, a fashion house lifestyle blogger. Ooh, she's got nice style. Nice. She's got a nice house. I like her things. I like the way she talks. She's just really nice. And the first time when I discovered her, I literally went back and just watched like most reels from the past few years. And now I'm like having to wait for one post a day. And I'm like, no. I've got to look at 200 in a day. Yeah. I was just like, let's get the full picture here of whether I'm going to follow and be interested. And it was like decorating a house, which is great. It's like clothes that she wears. She wears really nice glasses. And so when I bought my new readers, I went somewhere that she had been and recommended. I'm fully in. Fully in. I'm buying what she's selling. Yeah, she's called Alexandra.Stedman. She's got blonde hair, glasses, and I don't know. I like her style.
Yeah, cool.
So that's where I'm obsessed at the minute.
That sounds good.
Very hyper focused on her decor.
I hope she doesn't hear this and panics any. But
I know, don't panic. I won't be. I don't know where you live or anything, Alexandra, but I really like your wallpaper and your obsession with trays and stripes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mine is, well, I'm a bit sad, Hayley, because it might be the start and an end of a hyperfocus. So, that if anyone was listening pre-Christmas, my hyperfocus was Christmas-themed food, Easter-themed food. In particular, I don't eat meat, I don't care about lamb, whatever. Mini eggs. Any egg-shaped, rabbit-related. I got the little baby chocolate orange Maltese of rabbits, teeny tiny, beautiful, little individually wrapped, so you can, little snack. I also love, it's like two worlds collide because I love chocolate orange things.
Yes, I do.
I love when they bring a limited edition. I don't know if I told you this before, but there was in the
Kit Kats, they were orange. They were good.
Yeah, they did. So they did chocolate orange, like orange chocolate Yorkies, and I went to B&M, and they were stacked on top of the till, and I said, "Can I?" I said, "I've been looking all over for these. Can I take them?" But because I couldn't find them, I I had a whole basket of other orange chocolate things, but I was a bit disappointed that I didn't get the thing I wanted. So I'm at the till and then I'm like, oh, I wanted them. Can I have these? And she was like, yeah. So I take them and I didn't realise that when they make a little triangle, the bottom one's like stuck down. And I'm stood like trying to pry off this like final one. She was like, you need to leave that one. I was like, oh, okay. I kicked it off. So I'm buzzing that they've made orange mini eggs. And I'm not going to lie,
Yes.
we're past Easter now. I've stockpiled. So I'm good. I've got absolute bucket loads.
I'm a big fan of mini eggs. I'll tell you what I saw around Easter as well was the Terry's Chocolate Orange did an egg-shaped orange.
Shut up. Oh my God.
Yes.
A solid
I
one.
boshed that in. Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I made it.
Amazing.
Like the segments, but it's an egg.
Yeah, egg shapes. That and I haven't made it yet, but I'm going to. It's been in my food folder on Instagram for ages. Like banana bread with mini eggs in.
Yes, I saw my friend in our gym chat, which is literally all about food. Those recipes where you crack an Easter egg in half and you make a cheesecake filling, put it back in the egg with loads of mini eggs.
Shut up.
I mean, it doesn't fit anyone's macros, put it that way.
It's like,
but
that sounds crackers.
Who cares? It sounds amazing.
Have you seen the cream egg wrapped in croissant put in the air fryer?
My God.
Yes.
Okay.
We need to go and buy all the discount Easter things.
It's a great time to buy.
Start making all of that. But oh God, I love a mini egg.
Same.
But an orange, chocolate orange, Maddie. I didn't know you were obsessed as well.
Obsessed.
Anything I can send you things about this now because I'm obsessed as well.
There we go. Yeah, if anyone gets anything in the loop of new up and coming orange versions of stuff, me and Haley want to be the first to know. Thank you.
Love it. Lush. I like chocolate orange cheesecake.
Haley, stop it.
I know.
I need to go and eat some eggs now, but I'm on a rations until the 1st of January next year when they come back out.
I'm never on rations, so I'll go and eat some.
I just don't want to run out. That's the only thing. I don't care about eating them all. I'm just gonna have to have one egg a day, like a really long advent calendar until the eggs come back. I'll be so sad when I finish them.
You can use them to celebrate things, Maddie.
Oh my God, I can have like 3 eggs on a great day. That's such a good idea. What a full circle moment. Thank you. Right. Well, this for me, don't know about any listeners. For me, I've loved it. So thank you. I've got lots to think about. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Great convo. See you next week.
All right, pal. See you next week.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments.
Please support those who support us and check out Timely, who we recommend as our favourite booking system for you. New customers can get 50% off their first 3 months with a code COFFEE50.